Opening a Heart with Master Ming Gu. He is a well-known, internationally recognized practitioner of Jingnian Qigong and was honored as the Master of the Year in our recent World Qigong Congress. Welcome to our webinar, Ming Tong. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lama. It's always a delight and to share with you and share more people now through the technology. So it's my pleasure. Thank you for putting this together.
Yes, it's a really delightful opportunity for us to share our knowledge and also to explore the wisdom of the other Qigong masters. So as the Master of the Month, you will be able to share with our viewers and listeners how to open a heart, how to discover the treasures that can be found within your heart, and also why would anyone want to open the heart? What are the benefits of doing that? So
yes. Yes, that is a wonderful topic, a big topic. So you can guide me step by step. We can cover these amazing topics. We have shared many occasions in the past between us and the other occasions in the webinar, so on. And some of you probably have, listened to in the past interview already. But this is also giving us more time and more, opportunity to share with each other. So I'm very excited. Yeah.
Great. So the subject of our exploration, this webinar, is dedicated to opening the heart. Now, what are the reasons why anyone would want to open the heart?
Sounds like a, no-brainer, right? But actually, it's a really important question to ask, really, because sometimes we feel the heart is stressed. And our mind is really get confused and stressed, even depressed, or get lost. And also we're feeling so much, intensity, challenges and stress, and facing these problems in our life, not only individually, personal life, but also collectively in the big scale of life on the planet Earth. So often, we feel the heart kind of contracted. Often we, go to the therapist to discover, why I'm feeling unhappy, feeling my heart is not open, feeling all these emotions and feeling all these, stress and suppressions and even disease. So when we're trying to discover all the reason behind it, then it's helping it. Oh, okay, now I understand. I'm feeling this way. But the question is, how can we change this feeling? Limited feeling, negative feeling, to a more positive, more open feeling. And eventually, really, I think the place to begin with that exploration is understand, why we're doing everything. Why we're doing everything. Before we say asking that why we're here, who I am. These are wonderful questions. Continue exploring.
Sometimes perhaps some of us might have been brokenhearted. Sometimes we might have been hurt by some experiences in our lives and don't feel like opening the heart. So would you share with us, Ming Tong, what is the reasons why we would want to open our hearts?
When we're facing all the challenges, it was a great opportunity. We just faced good challenges. In this case, is the technology. When the technology is working, perfect, just like life, everything is working. You feel good, feel perfect, you don't worry about things, you don't fight, you don't feel depressed or stressed. And yet what happened when you're facing challenges and something's not working the way you desire for? What do you do now? Yes? Some of us maybe felt that already in the last few minutes, wow, technology is not working. So you may notice your adrenal is running, okay, your mind going crazy. Now what? Is this going to work or not? I'm wasting my time. Why I'm doing this? What's next? Facing this uncertainty. All that is a lot happening, not only just in your mind, but also in your body. And you may notice it deeply, a lot of cortisol running out from your adrenal gland to your brain, and you feel not so good, feel not so present. So that is the kind of normal pattern of life. Yeah, the big question is when we are facing challenges, what do we do now? Yeah, how we can really working with that stress, working with that moment of uncertainty, moment of surprise, and whatever way is not working. So that is a really important question. I'd like to come back to that and just want to bring awareness to this. So first of all, the technology is great. We have to learn how to make this work. Yeah, it's like everything in our life. That's right. We're working with life, all aspect. We're learning how to work with life, just like the technology. When we're getting good at it, then it's easier. Yeah, but same time, the technology right now, for example, is not perfect yet, just like life is not perfect. So what do you do now? So besides, getting better with it, but also learn how to work with the challenge of life itself. It's natural. For example, this is part of the technology. It's like, this is less than 1 year old technology. How can you expect perfect? Unless you have billions of dollars, buy a supercomputer, then it's a different story. But not everybody able to do this. So in a normal life, we do face certain challenges. So how to work with that challenges when you're feeling the stress, feeling the anxiety in the body, how can you deal with that? That's one topic we're going to continue explore in this session. You cannot really resisting the technology, resisting that feeling, but how to work with that feeling. So I'd like to make that invitation. And that is really relating to our topic, why we open the heart. Why we open the heart.
Struggling against the flow of things in life usually doesn't make your life easier.
No, not at all.
Harder.
We're learning, yes, we're learning so much. When you're getting older, you realize more and more of that truth. So coming back, Qigong, it's just like a technology, just like this internet technology. But Qigong technology has been available for how long now? If you're looking back, a few thousand years, you can trace back even further to the Yellow Emperor time. That's almost 5,000 years ago. So it's a very ancient technology, has been really cultivated and used again and continuously being improving. Relatingly, the internet technology is very new, like baby compared with this ancient technology, so to speak. But this ancient technology being still kind of new for us, for most of us, because it's not being well known, relatively being kept secret. So now, very exciting time, it's open. So what I'm trying to share with you is really, I think, the most important components in sort of my own discovery of working with Qigong, practicing and teaching and sharing with others. And I feel opening the heart is the key. Opening heart is the key. So I want to begin to explore with you, kind of go back a little bit before I give you a straight answer. Why is it important? Opening the heart. We all know it's important. But I'm going to give you my own personal reasons, yeah? And I think we all can relate into your own ways. It's like everything we do in our life, everything you do, your job, your relationship, and your passion, want to make a difference in the world, and want to improve in your love relationship in the family, a relationship with your boss in the working environment, and all that, including you want to have a better health. Yeah. So why are you doing that? Yeah.
Right.
Including why you're making certain choice. You like this but dislike that. Yeah, you prefer this but over that. So why are you making all these choices? You have kind of mental reason behind it. You can justify this way, or train certain way, and educate certain way, believe in certain way. But I'm going to ask you the question, go beyond that. Go beyond that. So if we do that, I think ultimately you're going to discover we have this unconscious belief believe in that if we choose this over that, if we do that over that, or if we like this, dislike that, we're going to have more happiness.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I want to invite you to reflect on that. Is that true or not? If you dig into it, really dig deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. You may have like an obvious reason on the surface, but like onion, if you go deeper into the core, and I feel that is the main drive for everything, even for people, behave destructively, anger, even violence in the war. In some way, they believe by doing that, they can accumulate more happiness for them, including having more power, and a war of violence is one way of doing that, thinking by having that power, they can feel more happiness. And the happiness that were lost in their childhood, they're not getting enough love when we're little, parents abuse, whatever reason happened in the past. We're finding a different way trying to compensate. So that is one piece I'd like to, share with all of you. Think about that. Feel that in your body. Feel that in your heart. Feel that in your guts. If that's something you can relate into, then I'm going to share the next piece. Is that the direct way, the most effective way, as far as I have discovered, is open your heart to fulfill your desire to be happy. Yeah. So when we finding a different way to be happy, finding a more ideal condition, ideal health, ideal relationship, even more money, more power, then we're thinking we can be happy. We have tried years, different way of doing that. Ultimately realize not only that it's difficult to cultivate true happiness depending on this condition, even momentarily, we may feel some happiness, some joy, and yet this is not long-lasting. This condition changes. So what I'm offering you is alternative from this ancient tradition, ancient wisdom teachings, but it's a practice. For it to make this possible, go beyond the condition. So let's say conditioned happiness, the conditioned happiness. So I call this unconditional happiness, unconditional happiness. So the key here is open your heart. When the energy of your heart is open, not just a concept, mentally opening the heart, but that's the beginning point. Yeah, the journey starting with your mind, you go deeper into the heart, and then allow really the energy of your heart to open. When the energy of the heart is open, you naturally feel what you want to feel in your life and the ultimate purpose of happiness. And that is the main reason I want to share with you this moment. And then we can explore more later on too. So I'd like to invite any input from you, Lama.
And let me ask you about the energy of the heart. How do you tell apart the energy of the heart versus the other energy, for example, the energy of your head, or energy of your stomach, or energy of other parts of yourself?
Yeah, this is a good question, really good question. So when we all get into the heart, you're still starting with the mind. Yeah, the mind is so active. The most active part of ourselves is the mind. Even my hands moving, my body is moving, my life is functioning in a certain way, but the most active part is my mind. So really have to come back to that, how to use the mind, train the mind, not only coming back to the body when through the practice of Qigong, energy work, Tai Chi, and yoga, meditation, you're coming back to your body. Your mind, spirit coming back to your body. So when we come into the body, then you start to feel the energy. When you start feel the energy, you start differentiating different part of the body, feeling different kind of energy, and the flow of energy, and a sense of vibration, a sense of aliveness, a sense of connectiveness, even sense of emotional feeling. And that can be localized in your body. It's happening there. So we're training ourselves to discover that, to experiencing that. So when the mind go into the heart in this case. When you put your hands, for example, in your heart, and you just start feeling the sensation, yeah, certain sensation, and some sensation may feel, comfortable, and yet some sensation may not feel comfortable. The chest may feel tight, stressed, or feel, even hurtful, painful. And whatever you're feeling, it's really important to acknowledging it, embracing it, instead of rejecting it, judging it.
So in other words,
giving a story.
In other words, instead of trying to judging the feeling, like this is a good feeling or this is a bad feeling, you just practice acceptance, recognize that there is a feeling and there is nothing wrong with feeling this, even though that may be the feeling of pain.
Exactly. The feeling, whatever feeling you're feeling, is an invitation of your body go deeper into that particular area of your body. So what we're going to explore is not just a physical area, in this case in your chest, but there's energy in there, and that energy is connecting with a certain dimension of your being. Yeah, your heart chakra is inside. Your emotion, your love, your joy, kind of that treasure is stored inside. So we're learning how to tap into that treasure. So the key is beginning with acceptance. Beginning that openness of curiosity. Say, I'm going to explore how I'm feeling in my chest, how am I feeling in my heart. And you go further, start noticing beyond the physical sensation of comfort or discomfort, present or unpresent. You start discover the subtle feeling. Subtle energetic feeling. And of course, this may not be overnight, but when you are willing in this moment and go inwardly, you start recognizing layers of sensation, feeling is there. And over the time, you begin to noticing more subtle feeling. So that is my invitation. So we can go further is that exploring the energy of the heart by using this technology we teach is the sound healing. And that's something we can do, slow the webinar, slow the internet, slow this technology. And of course, we can do some movement, some simple movement you can follow, but relatively requires more, clarity for you to, you using the technology. So in this case, the sound would be my suggestion. Is the most powerful practice for you to access the energy of your heart and also the energy of all of your organs, the kidney, the digestive system, and the liver, the purification system, as well the lung, the respiratory system, also the energy of your brain. So when you making the sound, then you start feeling the energetic vibration from that organ awakening, opening. Then the sensation becomes stronger. The mind starts to go in, recognizing, oh, wow, I'm feeling this new sensation, new aliveness. Oh, wow, I can go deeper, further. Then over the time, you continue to explore that new relationship.
And when you explore this relationship, sometimes this relationship may not be the most pleasant or even most harmonious. So sometimes the mind and the body have to actually realize that they have to get along because it's one and the same organism. You cannot separate the two from each other.
Yes, that's a wonderful way to look at it because, grounded, in the human history so far, we're still asking the question, is the mind body connected? It's like they're indicating, we're in the baby stage, Of course, the mind body is connected. But the real deep question, the ancient people, the wisdom people discover, not only they're connected, but there's technology for them to work together. Yeah, the way I look at it is like, when we begin the Qigong practice, especially energy work in general, is you really start to allow the mind dating the body. You're like, oh wow, this is my own body. Wow, it's my old friend. Has been there for a long time, but I've been ignoring. I don't know what to do with it. I'm feeling the stress, feeling the disease, feeling the problem, but I don't know what to do with this. So I give this problem to the doctor, to the therapist. You know.
The
So now,
therapist will figure out what to do with my body. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. You know, I'm talking about this because I was there before. You know, and I was living, you know, up here. And I studied mathematics and fine art before I got into Qigong. You know, my body was not in a good place. You know, having all these problems, asthmas, and really severe asthma condition is very difficult for life to breathe, to even to talk. And then also sclerosis and so on. This condition is really limited my life, not only health wise. So my mind is like, it's not fun to be in this body. So it's a very wise choice actually to live up here instead. Let's just hang out there, you know. Whenever, you know, if we
perhaps it
really
feels a little bit less limiting because the body has its own limitations. It has
yeah,
certain aches and pains. It has certain limited
yeah,
range of motion,
yeah.
and
So
so it's safer to just retreat into the head
yeah,
and just live the life being stuck in the head.
exactly. Look, well, I'm going to come back to this later, reflecting on the big issue we deal with beyond just mind body. I think it's really a wonderful piece. I want to, everybody really kind of get that piece, you know, reflecting on that piece in our life because we all have been there, and most of us continuously in this place. So when we're coming back to the body in the beginning stage, it's like you're meeting a new friend and he's really kind of dating this new friend, you know, and learning how to go inwardly and gently, more lovingly, more kindly, more accepting way. And it's not easy. So because of dealing with the problems, we know the physical body have a problem. We know the physical life have a problem. We know our life is not perfect. We may even diagnosed with, you know, illness, disease, even later stage cancers. So these are overwhelming kind of issue happening in the body is real. So the question is, when we come into the body and deal with these stress challenges, now what? What do we can do about it? So the choice is we continue living up here in the story,
Or just
including
pretend like nothing is happening.
exactly, or giving the problem to others. We're still suffering, of course. You know, so that is one response. The second response is fighting it. You know, I don't like this problem. I want to fix this problem now. I want to get rid of this problem now. You know, I'll put all the drugs. You know, they're trying to fix it. And think of this as a mechanical issues. Yeah, that is one issue. Then another one we're really offering is like more alternative. It's really finding a more empowered way, more personal way, more proactive way to work with your body more energetically. And that's what we're exploring. So what I'm saying is really when you go into the heart and you encountering all these feelings, good feeling, you know, bad feeling, present or unpresent, and it's really important to embracing all these feelings. It's no different like when you go to a therapist, yeah? You're exploring the issue, the problems. These are painful issues. You start to feel that, going slow that process. But you're willing to do that because there's a level of opening. There's a level of release. There's a level of healing start to happen. And here is the same thing is happening, very parallel. But the way we're doing is you're doing it energetically. You're not sticking with the story. The story may come to go, and that's okay. But you're more going to the ultimate feeling of energy, because the feeling of the energy is a real thing in the body, not just up here.
And is the heart the place in the body where it's easiest to feel the energy?
That's, I think, relatively different for everybody, but from the energetic point of view, yes. Because when the mind coming down from the brain, you go down to the five organ. The heart is the first place you encounter, and the heart is also recognized energetically it mostly direct connect with the mind. Actually, in this case, in the Chinese tradition, we're using one word, "xin," representing both the mind and heart. It's amazing.
Mind, yes.
It's amazing insight. "Xin" literally means both the heart and the mind as one. As one. So relatively speaking, from the ancient wisdom, we know the mind not only closely relating to the heart, actually it's working together with the heart to begin with. So here is we consciously choose, go deeper into the heart. And again, to answer your question, is yes, it's more accessible. It's more like from the mind, you go into the heart, then that's the beginning of your internal journey. Your emotional journey, your journey of feeling, journey of energy, journey of your totality, beyond just the mind activity. And that is really a wonderful step to take. So that is another importance of relatively speaking. If the heart is closed, what that means, no matter how you intellectually open, you conceptually open, the time we're reading a book and even go to a spiritual teaching, feel like, wow, I'm feeling so open, feel so spaciousness, and feel so inspired. Everything is like possible in my life. Then suddenly you're facing a real problem in your life. Your neighbor in your face, your kids in your face. Then suddenly your whole body responds differently. And somehow in saying like we lose our mind. Your emotion taking over. Your heart, when the heart is contracted, then it's difficult for the mind to continue explore the new possibility, new creativity, new empowerment. So that is another importance of opening your heart. Open your heart. Yeah.
And if you open your heart and you discover this new potential and this new possibilities, then you can also recognize that you had this potential all along. You don't have to go somewhere to get to these new resources. You literally discover that you had the treasure in your pocket.
Exactly. That's the amazing treasure we're sharing with each other. So, as you mentioned, recognize you have the treasure inside. Yeah. Now, how to discover that treasure? That's where the practice comes in.
Can you share with us a little bit about the practice? How do you
Yeah, let's
practice?
starting some practice first tonight. So, and we're going to come back to more practice, and then that is my passion, of course. So, again, also I want to really invite you connecting with energy together. We're co-creating these experiences. So more you're willing to open, to connect, to co-create, then more experientially, energetically stronger for you and for all of us together. So when I'm talking, when we're sharing with Lama together, and we're sharing the energy actually already. So I want to invite you to feel that in your heart, in your body already. So when we're doing the practice, then you can feel even much stronger. So in this case, I'd like to invite you, put your hands on your chest and just feeling into your heart. And if you're not driving, you can close your eyes and just relaxing this moment.
Did you say if you're driving, close your eyes?
So, unless you're driving. Good reminder, yes.
If you're driving,
Present.
stop, pull over, and then watch this video.
Right. So continuously feel present with your body, with your chest, with your heart, and breathing deeply naturally. And acknowledging again, embracing all sensation, feeling inside of you. So you can listen in the sound first, then follow with me, follow together, slow the internet. And more so, you feel the energetic vibration, in this case, happening in your heart, inside of your chest. So the first sound is like this. Xin. Continuously, mindfully noticing, embracing all sensation, feeling, experience inside of you, especially inside of your chest, inside of your heart, even much energetic feeling around your heart, even outside of your chest. So beyond the sensation, physical sensation, present or unpresent, tight or open, and just noticing more subtle sensation. A feeling of aliveness, energetic aliveness, a feeling of energetic openness. Even a deeper, gentle feeling of happiness is naturally arising. When the energy of the heart open, naturally, and you start feel more happiness. And actually, the words in Chinese for happiness, kai xin, literally means open heart. So, how to acquire happiness? Open heart, kai xin. So, are you happy or not? In Chinese means, is your heart open or not? That's the question. So, in this practice, we're just beginning to explore a new possibility of opening your heart. So, continuously feeling that. So, I invite you, even feeling the energy not opening internally inside your chest, but opening in a room, in a subtle magnetic chi field, even opening, connecting with the energy of all other attendants, practitioners, other teachers. And it's up to you. The more you want to invite, and the more you feel the connectiveness, more the energy of the heart starts awakening to that natural state of openness, natural state of connection. And that's what we want. And that's a sense of community, a sense of deep connection. And you start energetically tap into that feeling.
And this is a wonderful feeling. Obviously, we're talking about the same experience of opening heart and happiness. So we are creating happiness in our own being. So it doesn't depend on what people do or what we have or even how we feel. The happiness is an intrinsic state of being rather than a result of something that's been done to you.
Exactly. And yet you're not only making a conscious choice, connecting with the energy of the happiness, the energy of your heart, but you're doing the practice to make this real for you, to make this more sustainable for you. Even go deeper inside is really transforming the limitation, the energetic stress in the body, in your heart in this case. Allow that to open from limited condition to more open flow, more happy, more healthy, more fulfilling condition. And that's the choice you're making by doing the practice.
Well, let me invite you to also share with us a little bit about the issues that people may have with heart. For example, somebody gets broken-hearted, and they may feel afraid of opening the heart now because they've been traumatized.
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. I think I like to cover the very essence of it because of time-wise, and so when you begin going to the heart, I love the Lama's approach. You always hitting the place, where the bottom line is, where the rubber meeting the glue. I love that. So In this case, you will encounter this feeling, discount feeling, even painful feeling of your heart, and depends on the past energy memory, our past experience. Yeah, some of us are feeling, enough happiness already. Some of us not feeling enough happiness because it's contracted, traumatized, it's hurt. So what are you going to work with around that? So the invitation is to, when it's continuously allow the energy of your heart open in the midst of feeling pain, feeling discomfort. And the reason is very simple, because we all want to feel happy. No matter what you do in your life, you want to have more happiness. That's the ultimate goal of your life. You cannot really get around with it. So that is the ultimate purpose I can think of. Then the second is when you're feeling the pain, discomfort, even reaction. Yeah. So how are you going to work with that feeling? Acknowledging that feeling is important, accept that feeling. But a deeper technology is you go into other organs. Yeah, other organs. So in this case, if you're feeling the pain, you may start to feel the fear. The fear arises. What I'm going to do, if I open my heart, the fear can come up. So in this case, you go into the kidney, working with the kidney. So we have the sound for that, for the kidney. We have the movement for the kidney to awaken the energy and to transform the fear into strong will, into more gentle flow of energy. Then you go deeper. If the heart opens up, you start feel worry, and certain information, certain experience happened in the past, you don't know how to deal with it. So then the heart open is make it possible for you to experiencing all possibility, including the possibility that you have not able to deal with yet. So that is the issue here. So in this case, you go into the digestive system. So you're able to awaken in the energy of the digestive system that relating to processing information, processing energy, process your deep unconscious thoughts, so to speak. So that is, again, the technology of the sound, the movement, help you to do that. Then if you're experiencing the emotion, for example, anger come out, what do? Then you go to the liver, go to the purification system. Again, using that same technology, but different sound, different movement, to open that area, to transform that limitation. Then sometimes you feel the sadness when the heart opens up. A lot of past trauma experience, our experience of loss, we all have in the past. You feel sadness. So you don't want to linger around with sadness and not getting out of that. So the practice, the sound, allow yourself go into the lung, go into your the respiratory system, transform the sadness to more free flow energy, more proactive in a sense of compassion coming out of that. So that is two suggestions I want to mention. First, acceptance. And secondly is go deeper to heal the emotional dimension from the past conditioning.
Right. And in other words, you are going to the root cause. And the root cause
Exactly.
is not somewhere outside of yourself. Just like the root
Absolutely.
cause of happiness, the same also applies to the root cause of all the other experiences.
Yes.
So we
Yes.
learn how to become, more responsible for our own experiences?
I think it's really a lot of things happening, And first of all, as you say, you become more conscious of your feeling every moment. And secondly, you're more conscious of your energetic choices, and including how you can transform in the unpleasant feeling, including, limiting the limited habit from the past. Yeah, and ultimately, you heal yourself and also share that healing with others. And the healing is basically about harmony, is about balance, is about fulfillment in all level of our life. So in this case, when we go into the heart and we share the sound for the heart, she in this case is more to do physically, energetically open your heart. That's the foundation. Then the next sound I want to share with you is the emotional dimension, using the sound xiang to awakening the emotional dimension of the heart. Then you go deeper into the spiritual dimension. There's a conscious dimension of your heart. That's another sound called Xin, and to awakening that. So what we're doing is really tap into all three dimensions, the physical, the emotional, the spiritual dimension, allow them to awake, open, allow them to connect, allow them to integrate, allow them to awaken into the wholeness, to the full potential, to the optimal function.
Great. So when we open our functioning of the heart on both physical, emotional, and spiritual levels, do we get back into the state of closed-heartedness, or do we stay open-hearted for the rest of our lives?
At that moment, we're going to continue to feel contract, but we do know how to open them. We do begin to consciously know it's important to keep your heart open. In the midst of your feeling fear, feeling stress, feel undesirable condition, you're still able to keep the energy of your heart open. Then what that means is you are open to new possibility, open to new creativity, new energy resources. Even part of your body contracts, stressed, whatever, limiting you, but more energy become available for you, so your mind become more functional in your life as well. And that's the exciting piece. I'm so glad you mentioned that. So while we continuously exploring that, and I want to invite you, think about this moment right now, no matter what condition we're facing in our life, in the personal life, in our family life, in our community life, even life in the big scale on the planet Earth. We have this desire, how we can make positive changes, how can we make contribution, how we can serve. And you begin with yourself. But in the Qigong practice, when you're doing this, you suddenly open into the energy. So you begin to serve others directly without depending on the physical condition. Doesn't matter what is your job is, whether it's a formal healer or leader or not. You can directly using the energy to help other people. So what I'm suggesting is what are we doing, especially in the next events, we're going to teach people how to do that. Yes, on one hand, use sound opening the heart, using sound opening the entire energy body, awakening the deeper purpose, deeper heartfelt connection with each other. And go further, you learn the technology how to work with the subtle energy. So in this case, I'm demonstrating how you do that. Is connecting your hand with your heart and connecting your hand with your mind, connecting with the entire subtle energy field and in your room, and the energy of the planet Earth, and the energy of the universe. Then while you're doing this, you begin to feel the source energy, the subtle energy. Then we continue training, bring that energy into your brain, and bring that energy into your heart, bring that energy into different part of the body. Then you can also sending the energy to the loved ones, your home, and sending the energy to another group, even in long distance. So when working with the source energy, there's no difference. Yeah, the energy exists beyond space-time, that invisible formless energy, but at the same time can be localized. So our job is tap into the formless energy beyond space and time, but also bring the energy back into our life, into this body, become localized in the space and time. So that's what we're doing. So we're connecting with each other beyond space and time, beyond distance in this moment. And then we train each other, supporting each other, empower each other, bring this energy into your own body, into your own heart, and you can send in the energy to whoever you want to share. Yeah. So that become possible. We can do healing for others, do healing for the community. You can send in the blessing more energetically, more tangibly, without depending on any condition, just your heart, just your consciousness, just your choice, just your training and practice. make this happen. And so that's the invitation I want to make for March 3rd. It's coming up in about 2 weeks, and we're doing a big events and starting in the local area, in the Bay Area, but also available slow online global community. That's the blessing of technology in spite of the challenges. When we make this possible to connect, then the energy takes over. Our heart takes over. So we're going to share all the practice to engage in the exploration you can use for yourself, for your own health, for your life, and for even, for your job, and for yourself as a healer to empower yourself, exploring new possibility. And same time, a deeper purpose of contributing to the well-being of others, well-being of this planet Earth, including right now, I want to invite all of you to join this movement, 1 billion women rising. And that's part of our dedication in the event, including dance, including music, including all the Qigong practice as well, the ceremony of making dedication in this community. So that's happened on March 3rd, and Lama working to give you more information on that.
Of course, next week we will also have another webinar to continue this series. So this series will include 4 events. Today is the first of these 4 events, and then we will have 3 more in the subsequent 3 weeks. And during each of these events, we will be sharing more and more of the practices and principles that will support opening of your heart and will help you discover the practices that will integrate your physical, emotional, mental, and energetic beings into a greater being that will have the potential to live your life fully and happily. Now, in order to enjoy our future webinars, of course, we invite you to register for the webinar that's going to be happening next week. You can register for all 3 webinars in our program, or just pick 1 or 2. And of course, we invite you to register for all 3 of them. As a matter of fact, the charge for the 3 webinars is the same as the charge for 2. So in other words, you will be able to attend one of them free of charge. And what we'll also do is we will offer you a special discount for attending the event on March 3rd that you will be able to apply as a member of our online community. So thank you very much, Ming Tonggu, for sharing with us, also for giving us generous discounts, and I will definitely look forward to connecting next week. Just to round up our event tonight, since we had a little bit of a technical difficulty, let me ask you, where else can our viewers and listeners find about your teachings?
Thank you. Our website is the qicenter.com, qicenter.com, so C-H-I Center, C-M-T-R.com. And if you go to the website, you can find the information right on the homepage about the events. You can register there, and also Lama is providing you the coupon code, so you can take advantage of our discount offer. I'm happy to do that, and because this is my passion, and this is the best thing I can share with you. I want to invite all of you take this advantage, and this is a yearly event. One largest event we're organizing, the largest Qi field we're practicing together locally, but also globally through the internet. So that is exciting time. I want to share so much with you. Then also, I'm so delighted to explore more through this sequence. Next time, one of my favorite topic is, what's the implication of opening your heart for your health, for your well-being, for even healing of severe condition, disease, and so on. So we're going to explore further in all these amazing topics.
Excellent. To register for our upcoming webinars with Master Ming Tonggu, please visit www.qigongmasters.com. Qigong Qigong, masters in plural.com. I look forward to connecting with you next week and the weeks to come.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. A many blessings from my heart, from all our heart together. Until next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.